And so we're living in a world where Warner Bros. Is canceling the releases of their movies such as Batgirl, Scoop Holiday Hunt, and Coyote versus Acme. And we're probably never gonna see them ever in any format. But there was one film, one mainstream Hollywood motion picture that did not get released officially, but we all got to see in bootleg form. And that is the 1994 Marvel superhero film classic, The Fantastic Four, which was the first film adaptation of the Fantastic Four family group. And it was made by Burt Eichinger so he can keep the rights from the Fantastic Four. And he teamed up with Roger Corman to make the film with a $1 million budget. However, the film was never released despite the film being marketed several times. But then, after announcing that it would not be released, Avi Arad, who was producer of Marvel and Sony, bought and destroyed the film copies so it would not be released in theaters. However, some bootleggers got the film bootlegged. And we all got to see the film. And I'm not saying if you notice my channel, you know that I have made some video clips of the film. You can scroll to it on YouTube. I always thought this film was like the best Marvel film before Blade, like because this movie came out at the time Marvel movies were starting, but were not doing so good before until until Blade, which made things much better. But the Fantastic Four 1994 is the best one of them all, and I think this movie is decent. It's cheap and super low budget, and not the highest quality of the bootleg recordings. But something about it is interesting, where it feels like these writers were working with the budget that they had, and the score of the movie is actually pretty impressive. Probably my favorite part of the entire movie. Um, there are some laughable moments like the spinning thing at the hospital, I think, or Ben says, "I'm in love," and how they don't how Reed and Ben don't age in 10 years. But there are some good moments like Alex Hyde White and I guess Carl, who plays Ben Grimm, has some good performances as Reed Richards in The Thing, where they bring some good performances and some heart to the characters, especially The Thing where he is traumatized and angry about he turns into a rock monster, which would make sense. And the effects on man are still doesn't look too bad, and the costumes they're incredibly cheap. They're very accurate to the counterparts, especially Doctor Doom. This costume, especially with the how his costume feels, is looks pretty good. Not gonna lie. Um, and not like two action sequences were fine. They're not like big budget because this movie is not like a big budget movie, of course. It was trying to be epic as they could. And Rebecca Staff and Jay Underwood does bring some decent performances. You as Johnny Storm and Sue Storm. Although another laughable scene was like the the Human Torch was stopping the laser from destroying the world, because it looks like a video game cutscene, especially on the effects on the Human Torch and the laser. It looks super dated. And the ending is also kind of weird, where they get married, but Reed Richards doesn't have his tuxedo despite Sue Storm having her bride costume or outfit. And Reed says goodbye with his stretchy arm. And Alicia Masters was fine and Jeweler as well. I'll be honest with you, don't think this movie deserves to be on release because there has been many worse movies we have seen being released, and this should have been released because of that. And same goes with Batgirl, Scoob, and Coyote vs. Acme. And it's also, and by the way, there was also a documentary that came out 21 years later. And I saw it once and it was pretty interesting experience to know the full story of this movie. Like more story going on than usual thing you see on Wikipedia or other YouTube history about it. So yeah, so that's my 30th anniversary special of the 1994 Roger Corman Fantastic Four movie. Let me know your thoughts in comments below. Your thoughts on that. Peace out. Bye.